In 1987, the Colleges of Education and Allied Health, now called Health Sciences, and the Center for Biomedical Engineering formed a collaborative Biodynamics Lab. With a rich history of helping athletes prevent injury and increase performance, today the lab has a new location and a new name, the Human Performance Lab.
Initially, we started with sport, trying to make people perform better, but now in trying to understand how injuries occur, how to better rehabilitate people. So if you have a knee surgery and your goal is to get back to normal function, we have to be able to measure that normal function. The technology that has really enabled us to capture not only the gross movements that are readily visible, but the subtle movements that may be the difference between you performing a healthy movement and something causing an injury to a ligament or a muscle or to a bone or to a joint.
In the face of chronic disease, you lose muscle mass, you lose physical function, and then it's a spiral. If people are too frail, they won't qualify for a transplant. If people become too frail and they have cancer, they won't be eligible for their chemotherapy because they're too weak. So there's so many instances where maintaining your muscle and your physical function will change your treatment, your quality of life, everything. Some really sophisticated biomechanics, biomotion analysis, exercise training, strength testing. We can localize all these sorts of assessments of physical function at one place, which then enables investigators to work more closely together, to collaborate, to interact, so that we can really begin to form a true human performance lab. Now we're much more localized, so it just makes performing research so much more efficient.
We're right next to the clinic. We're right across the street from the hospital. We're across from the Marquis Cancer Center. We have now a better opportunity for patient exam rooms. We have a teaching area.
Giving students, both undergraduates and graduate students, real hands-on experience with research, participating in clinical research with human subjects and understanding that whole process and how one would design an experiment and perform the studies and recruit people and consent them and all the things that are involved.
Right now we have approximately 1,000 undergraduate exercise science majors. Every one of those students will take a course that uses this laboratory. Our ability to expose students to the research aspect of the field is critical.
Research projects underway in the lab include a new $3 million NIH-funded study on exercise training in the elderly by Charlotte Peterson and Phil Curran.
Some older people don't benefit from exercise. And so we've developed a strategy to try to convert what we call the non-responders to responders, so everyone will gain strength and muscle mass in response to an exercise training regime. It's a collaboration with the University of Alabama at Birmingham. And so we really are going to recruit a large number of people, coordinate this study, and without this facility, we would never have been competitive for that funding.
An NIH grant of $630,000 is funding Brian Noren's study on muscle changes after knee surgery, and an NSF grant of $600,000 supports a project by Regan Yon, Brian Noren, and Robert Shapiro.
Say someone had a stroke and a physician or a therapist was interested in how they were recovering. For them to have to come to Lexington to go through an analysis like this is very expensive. If we were able to develop a program with the Kinect camera, they could take the camera home, hook it up to a laptop. It could be monitored remotely.
New projects with neurological focus are on the horizon thanks to a new piece of equipment, the Gait. This 16-foot portable walkway with thousands of sensors can capture data like balance, cadence, and velocity.
It provides the opportunity to capture gait very simply, that not everybody responds to a surgery or rehabilitation the same. So being able to provide data to that patient that would allow them to compare themselves to someone that's age matched or to themselves when they started is a really good motivator, and also gives a clinician an idea of where they are following that surgery and following that rehabilitation.
Some of the evidence suggests that it even may help us predict who's going to develop neurodegenerative brain disease over time, because it's the brain, of course, that controls the legs.
Several of the individuals that had come today to watch the Gait, in the 20 or 30 minutes that you've been interviewing people out here, there's been probably 6 or 7 research ideas that have taken place in the office behind us, and several collaborations of how best we might be able to use some of the equipment and facilities here to assist physicians. Everything from music therapy to patients post-Parkinson's, to neurosurgery, to circadian rhythms and balance.
I think this is just the tip of the iceberg, and that moving forward, our funding is going to really benefit from having this facility. The real potential is through people realizing now this facility is available and that they can incorporate functional assessment of gait, of balance, of motion, of strength, functional assessments into their research.
There are good people, smart people, very capable, who really understand this stuff. They have already shown us there's lots more information we can extract. So the open lab, the shared collaborative element, really strengthens what we can do.